Got an article today here from ZeroHedge.com by Tyler Durden. Treason. Barr finds government power was used to spy on American citizens. In his first pair of interviews since being sworn in, Attorney General Barr told Fox News and WSJ that he was pursuing the investigations into the origins of the Trump-Russia probe, an investigation he has tasked. Now, John Durham, the U.S. Attorney from Connecticut, with leading, because Americans need to know whether the government put a thumb on the scale to try to undermine President Trump, both during the campaign and during the first 2 years of his term, just like we need to ensure that foreign actors don't influence the outcome of our elections. Separately, he told WSJ that the government power was used to spy on American citizens. I can't imagine any world where we wouldn't take a look and make sure that that was done properly. Now, Barr has doubled down on using the term spying, which has angered the Democrats, after first using it during a Senate committee testimony from April 10th, where he uttered the now infamous phrase, "I think spying did occur."
For the same reason we're worried about foreign influence in elections. We want to make sure that during an election, I think spying on a political campaign is a big deal. It's a big deal. Generation I grew up in, which was the Vietnam War period, people were all concerned about spying on anti-war people and so forth by the government.
All right. What's up, fellas?
What is going on, you guys?
All right. Some people were saying they got an alert for both channels because I accidentally did hit the stream out to all. So I'm wondering if is that what you guys are saying? You got alerts for both. Did you get one for the Patriot Hour? Somebody put that. Don't touch. Hey, y'all got both notifications on both devices. Got a notification for both channels. Love in Texas said. I don't know what that is.
By the way, the feed coming back here is a little slow. It's not meshing up with the...
Yeah, it seems to be a little off here, too.
There it goes.
Is it?
There it goes.
All right.
Okay, it's on now. There we go. Seems to be a little bit of a hot feed coming through here. The volume's pretty high up. How you sounding, Mr. Woodmain?
I don't know. How am I sounding to you guys?
You might hear my fan. Do you hear the fan?
I do hear the fan a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's hot. All right.
The studio's rocking and rolling, folks. You know we're
guys are just going to have to deal with that today. Now, it was a little warm in here, and I should have maybe reset my machine, but I thought I did.
We're doing. Yep.
But we're all right. We're all right. I'm gonna shut down a few things unnecessary here just to help. So anyway, can we get a confirmation from Levin, Texas? Don't touch. I was getting it either about a month ago. Desert Yoda or Desert Yoda? Oh, no, got a notification for both. What do you? Yeah, because I shut it down. I shut the other one down. Man, that's interesting. Almost like can't think of anything else. I'm wondering if it's back on the Patriot Hour, so maybe I'd like to check. I don't know how.
I mean,
Well, that's kind of.
we can always do this one for today, and then maybe later on this evening we can try to do a little.
It shows both shows are live.
I'm on the Patriot Hour on my other machine over here, and I'm not seeing.
Well, I
nothing
done
that's
shut it
live.
down. Let me see if I go to 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have 2 up. I stopped it because when I accidentally clicked start both, and I never do that. I don't normally start, and I was like,
Yeah, because we're not allowed to for a long time.
Simone got one for Patriot Hour first. Wow, and it shouldn't have. Unbelievable.
Beyond me.
Interesting.
You know it.
Well, I guess it'd be like par for the course of what's happening here, because we've been trying to get the whole live thing back on the Patriot Hour, and we have no community strikes and nothing that kind of stuff. But it's the whole live thing. We've been way past the quote unquote 90-day marker period.
Yes, for sure.
Whatever that is. So.
And it might be.
We're at the whim of those who control, and we're trying to break free.
Yeah, so we got, I did a video on the Patriot Hour right before this live feed that showed Barr again for the second time since April 10th during that congressional where he called it spying. He kind of sat there and thought, like, well, and he's like, yeah, I do think it was spying, I'm pretty sure. And then the left went crazy for 2-3 weeks, arguing that it wasn't, we don't spy, we use better words. So anyway, he said it again in that interview to Fox yesterday, or earlier today, or yesterday, late yesterday. And like Woodman, you said he was down maybe possibly in Venezuela. Anybody here? I believe it was. I thought it was like El Salvador or something.
That's where the questioning was happening down there. It's like I say, Barr should be commended for not only doing his job up here, but then going down and doing his real job, and watching to see what's going on with this one street gang, thug group, was it MS-13 or whatever?
Yeah, he was in El Salvador, by the way, just so we're all clear on that. Barr to appear on a Fox News interview from El Salvador on Friday, and that's what I used in my video. I listened to the video, I just didn't read that, and it popped in my head, and I'm pretty sure it was El Salvador, and it was, so okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hot, sticky. That's where the interview happened down there. I think that's really commendable. This guy is doing his job double, plus getting hammered by Democrats and fake news and all that stuff. He's kept his composure, in a very, very, very professional manner. He has not one time kind of even had a mean look on his face during this questioning. You could tell he thinks before he says something, because actually when you say something, once that word comes out, you can't bring it back. It's already been out of your mouth, and people have heard it. So he's doing a fantastic job for all the pressure he's under, and here's a neat thing though, by getting Pit Bull Durham involved, why that's going to start changing things. You're talking about a neutral investigator. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he's been called from both sides over the years, because he's investigated tons of corruption within the government, like CIA, FBI. He's actually come forth with prosecutions, and people are in jail to this day because of his work. So you're right on that. That's what I've been hearing. And he was, famous for doing some mob stuff, like breaking, the government's, if you got corruption going on in the government, it's very similar to how the mob would work anyway, and how they do things on their level sometimes. So it parallels. So he's taken down both. That's kind of unique. So
Well, think about how he even came on the scene. Didn't our commander in chief asked him to come out of retirement and become the attorney general?
that was Barr, right? Yeah, Barr. Yes.
And so you have somebody who either and even before this happened, like this unbiased individual, both sides of the aisle were totally saying that hey, this guy, he's constitutionally, he's a straight shooter, and so he's out of retirement. He's our acting attorney general, and he's not an idiot. This individual, he's very intelligent. He's out of retirement. The constitutional law hasn't changed in quite a long time, and definitely not in this man's lifetime. So he's acutely aware of what's going on. He knows what the S word, spying, he knows what that means. He's not going to use words like they were offensively observing possible behaviors of the other opponents. As none of that word porn, none of that word kung fu. And so when he's up there and he's kind of he's being facetious on some of his answers, or he's taking 2 or 3 steps and saying, well, I don't want to comment on that. He's at a point now where it's almost like he's out of retirement. He's on a mission, and he's got the pretty much the executive branch of the government behind him, and we're cleaning out the other branches like nobody's business. So I would agree with you, Woodman, for sure. It's commendable what he's doing, and he's almost at that person. It's like, you talk to anybody else who's in retirement, do you think they're going to be all, oh, I care what people think about me? No, they're at that point. You're like, nah, I don't care what people think about me. I'm in retirement. I mean, I want to see my family, my grandkids, and blah, blah, blah. And this guy came and left all of that, which is heaven in of itself, to come to be our attorney general and have people talking, well, it's how you ran your investigation. There's got to be obstruction somewhere. Let's find it.
Yeah. Somewhere. Well, it wasn't up to him to find it anyway. That was up to Mueller,
Well,
so,
the IG report coming too is not going to be of criminal charges. There's certain roles that people are playing here, folks, and we found out Horowitz as well. Like, what some of these reports will do is find things that were wrong, and I don't even know if they could recommend charges, but they find things are wrong and then recommend changes based off things they found and what to do in the future and what not to do. But then there's these other people looking at there's like 4 investigations going on now. All of them aren't new. They're just now coming out in the open, so they must be close to being done if now they're ready to talk about them. And plus, we had to get through all this Trump stuff, which we all just played through for the last over 2 years, of where that drowned out anything else going on. Listening to the mainstream tell us, oh, this is going to happen. I'm pretty sure having Brennan and Clapper and Coney, these people go around and almost cite as fact, like, listen to me, I'm former, head of CIA, I know things. And then when it didn't pan out and it all comes back, they're all, pointing fingers at each other. Well, I think it's important to remember for the history books, if it wasn't for Obama, we wouldn't have been doing any of that stuff. It's getting hilarious to see them crumble.
I wonder what goes well with their diets. I mean, does anybody know how it feels to eat crow? I mean,
I've heard it don't taste.
Wow!
It's real it tastes kind of like humble pie, all in the same.
Humble pie and.
Yeah, buddy. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
A little bit of that vindicated pie.
Yeah.
Well,
because they're all starting to eat it now. It's either eat crow or point fingers. That's the only option they have.
That's a lot of that pointing the fingers. He said, she said, nana nana boo boo. It's
they paint themselves into a corner. I mean, what they're doing, they have nothing left to stand on. They're like that cat that got thrown into a river and is clawing for anything to free itself, to get out of that tumultuous storm that it's in. And it's like, when you look at some of their accusations, as felonious and unfounded as they are, like you were saying, Woodman, they've got nothing else to grab on and take out and beat us over the head with it. They've tried the all straight white men who believe in God, heterosexuals are evil, and then they took this narrative and they said, oh, there's collusion, and he's a spy, and they're doing all this crazy stuff that normally gets traction if a normal presidency that's been taken over, and but that's not working. And so what's happening is they're coming out and they've painted themselves and they're using every play in their book and it's not working, and they're using the last few plays that they don't normally use because they're not very effective, and that's all they got.
Okay, real quick, I think I got my mic. Ben had said it at the beginning of the episode, it sounded loud, and I just thought my mic was turned up, but somehow the slider was all the way up. So yeah, I was hearing it too. It was breaking up. Somebody reported that. Let me see who it was.
Sounds good now.
Yes, it was up. Somehow I bumped it. I must have bumped it. That's all that could have happened. I apologize, but we are on good now. It's better. No more white noise. You guys aren't picking up the fan. Check it out. Okay, so on that point there, I'll bring this up. Now this was in the last Q drop meme, right? We were talking about that, Ben, the mega meme.
Yeah, the meme folder that gets, we found out it obviously gets constantly updated throughout the month.
So right here, I grabbed
months go.
May.
Have you seen these meme folders that come out through the queue and they compile their Woodman?
No, I don't do that. I focus on this. We have options, it's either fake news or real stuff, or semi-real stuff. That's what I've been focusing on because that's what the common person sees, so I might have a little more input on that aspect as far as, searching like you guys do,
Yeah. All right, Ben, let's read this. There's 4 of them, so we'll take turns. I'll let Ben read this first one. Let me get your mic up here, Ben. There you go.
Nice. Okay, here we go. I'm working on a theory entitled A Social Engineering Perspective on Q. TLDR, Q prevented a falsely engineered civil war in America. On the surface, Q is a back-channel communication program designed by the Trump administration, maintaining plausible deniability while feeding misinformation to bad actors to create chaos and narrative confusion among their ranks. Some Q connections are confirmed while others are broken or plainly false. We already know Trump's White House strategy involves controlled leaks of all kinds coming from various angles to expose deep state agents, discredit the media, and exercise control over the narrative. Think of Q as just one version of this strategy playing out in the Patriot Anon's online technosphere. Every time a major player or news organization prints a story that turns out to be completely false, that is more evidence of Q-like intelligence, channels feeding misinformation intentionally to achieve an objective.
Yes. All right, hold on here.
Oh, digest some of that, people. Get you, huh?
Damn it.
Well, when they hear the same thing over and over and over again, it kind of eventually they accept it as being truth. That's the bad thing.
Well, and that's how any psyop or brainwashing.
Exactly.
4, 3. All right, so
let
me go to here. I'll read 2 real quick.
Okay.
Secondarily, Q is a catch-all to de-escalate at-risk military-aged patriots from organizing any counter-revolution or violent formation by opening up at least some level of communications direct to his support base. Q occupies us and leads us away from violent and vengeful thinking while Trump and his team carries out possible Plan A, right? If it is plainly evident that the Soros and others, the ABC, the Good Fight, Fake Fight Keck, have attempted to escalate the brainwashed masses into a resistance frenzy, which what we're seeing on the left unfold, I almost think it's unreal. The Q program intends to prevent that from boiling over into the open conflict, Imagine a world where all we had was Trump's Twitter, and the MSN. I don't believe patriots would have unilaterally agreed to allow the charade to continue, and as it unfolded over the past 2 years. If you are mad at Q, I challenge you to see it for what it actually is. If you are upset that your time was wasted and you felt you would have revolted and taken judgment into your own hands without being misled by Q, then you are living proof that the program is a resounding success.
Airborne.
Here's 3. I don't care either one of you. I don't know if you could even see that, Woodman, so if not, Ben.
No, I guess Ben's got to take over. No, go ahead, Ben.
In reality, the worst case is that ultimately Trump fails and we are forced to finally take care of the matter ourselves. However, it is foolish to attempt anything now while at least or apparently Ally holds seat of power in the country. Vigilance, yes. Violence, no. Not just yet. If there was anything Q that was objectively accurate from the future past perspective, it was the assurance of the insulation of POTUS during the special counsel investigation when every news agently vehemently reported that Mueller was indeed going to take out Trump. In my opinion, according to these articles here, patriots would not have been able to contain the level of pressure. Without Q, I think there is no doubt we would have experienced nationalist, patriot, coordinated attacks on globalist controlled infrastructure. When the global media at large, the white Nazi resurgence narrative would have been completed and the America itself would be imprisoned, not unlike pre-war 1930s Germany in the view of the rest of the world. Very easy to convince the globalist controlled European states to rise up against a great Nazi American beast as the righteous anti-racist coalition and essentially reenact World War II geopolitics in a sickening casting reversal. If you pay close attention to the major media and entertainment like the Charlottesville rally, Amazon's Man in the White Castle or the High Castle, the Bethesda Softworks Wolfenstein 2, the Colossus, and Ubisoft's The Division 2, etc., you will see the predictive programming's attempt to create a believable Nazi in America scenario.
So this destabilization program is why the Democratic left seems to be in another world. They actually are. Many Americans were successfully programmed to see a new Nazi uprising that they now must resist, like their French propagandators in World War II. It's very real to them. Trump and the Q program actually stopped most of us from unwittingly, possibly, performing an active role as a Nazi villain in their little game that they had in this globalist concocted civil war scenario. All right, the language they continue to use in describing Trump, his base, is the ultimate window into the social engineering right now, folks, in real time. All right, the globalists have attempted to enact. When you feel the urge to civil war, try to keep all that in mind. Now we can all watch for the next several months unfold and evaluate in retrospect if Trump has accomplished enough to warrant our further support of a second term and the ongoing peaceful civic responsibility. All right, now this was written by somebody, not us. We were just wanting to read it. I thought it was interesting, but what do you guys think on that?
Fantastic.
What's your thoughts,
Fantastic.
Kind of an interesting scenario, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things I have questions on. I don't believe that it would get to a tipping point and all patriots would be in a frenzy and we'd all rise up like a Civil War style. I mean,
Yeah.
because that also takes out the fact that there's most
What
patriots
does that take
are,
for that to happen? You know, what
yeah,
does it take?
and we've talked about that scenario as well. But you're talking, you know, can it get to this point? I mean, who knows what the tipping point could be at? But I definitely know that with these Q leaks, it has confirmed a lot of things for a lot of people. But I mean, I think when it comes to what could possibly happen, I would agree with the last statement 100%. So far, what we've seen, which is 20% to the public, right? Because 80% is class. never see. We can watch the next months unfold and evaluate in retrospect if Trump has accomplished enough to warrant a further support of a second term. I mean, and it's ongoing peaceful. So I agree with that 100%.
I kind of agree with that. What was I agreeing with? That was it on this one? Yeah, the destabilization program that's been, if we believe in propaganda being perpetrated through the media outlets and shows and just and in everyday life, is why the Democratic left seems to be off in another world and not making sense. I've said this for the last couple of years, folks. Like I think the robot, something ain't quite right, and sure as crap, it's like, man, that could be a very well possibility that they've.
Well, we've touched on these types of social engineering procedures. An individual by the name of Yuri Bezmenov we saw a couple of those videos. A defecting KGB agent who talked about the art or the process of subverting the ideals and consciousness of the
people
nation.
that are now talking that was part of that. Some people could disagree with him or some of his stuff, and it's like, hey, this is what it is. This is what he's telling you. And these are the people we should listen up to, because he talks about how it gets put into the, how it takes only a generation to do this and that, and it's all serious stuff, folks. It doesn't take much, and
be open-minded.
2 years or 3 years of what we just went through is real heavy, and that does a lot more than 10 years of a subtle movement. You can have really dark times really quick. For a period of a few years.
I would agree. I think everybody here in the chat and everybody watching and is going to watch this video, I think and even Mike Woodman and myself, I think we've all been a victim, if I can even use that word, of propagandizing, not us doing it, but being it done too, trying to get brainwashed for many years. When we were younger, we thought a certain way about things, and as you get older and you do more research, you start becoming more and more realizing, oh my gosh, it's the food pyramid, that's all upside down. You shouldn't eat all day bread and a little bit of meat and a little bit of fruit, and it's all bread. It's like, wait a minute, that doesn't, but when you were a kid, that's what the health nutrition people told you. So if that's a little microcosm of this disinformation, how easily I myself was eating that up like it was the best thing ever. And we can see coming back from that, it can be bigger. It can go, if they're controlling the media. We know how powerful that is, and really how misinformed the American people truly are, and purposely misinformed.
Any questions out there? I just, maybe we could take a few questions. Anybody got any questions of anything going on? We can look into it real quick, or we might know a little something. And how is the signal out there? Mine is looking, my little thing up here is horrible. Let me see if I got it set to something low.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think the
set
audio.
Low. Maybe it's best if it's set low. It helps my graphics card over here really work itself out. I think I've done all that before. And I think that's probably why we had a real crappy signal in the beginning, Ben, that it did shoot out to the Patriot Hour. Tons of people said they got the alert. So we might be back up. If that's the case, we'll be doing a show over there soon. I mean, actually, once I shut this down, I might just check it and jump in. We'll just say, hey, and then
and we've talked about that. Maybe that's also something that we're going to be a little bit more cautious.
We won't show anything on there anymore. It's just going to be us talking.
And not only that, I think that's maybe where we can, when the team is still in the works here for you guys out there, that's maybe where we can do a grand unveiling of the phone call and really make that, we'll start that idea and that part of the program with the Patriot Hour and kind of making that a special thing for all you guys out there in the Patriot Hour. And then, of course, always doing this with the Patriot Tech and taking care of you guys for sure. But if that's the case, then, I mean, you know how it goes, people.
Yes. So we got some.
Shannon Burrs asks, "Where's Ruth Bader Ginsburg?"
Good question.
Good question. Yeah, I
How
just
long
came
can she be
across
absent
right there.
from?
She's still sick.
Where is my refund? No, where is RGB? Where is, and when was she last seen? Let's see here. So, any proof of life lately. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, what do we got out here?
Last time I'm seeing, she was seen.
Randy Robbins says
December
Ruth
6th,
is with Jimmy Hoffa.
December 6th, 2018, when she heard arguments in person at the court. Since then, she underwent surgery on the 21st, and 2 cancerous growths from her left lung were discovered and removed. It's not looking good, folks.
I guess this is what they're telling us. So this is the cover story, what they're going with, because she doesn't want to turn.
She was canceled on a few appointments in early February, and that's... Wow, is that the last, we're getting on this? Ruth.
Patty Blythe says, RGB gone up to the Spirit in the Sky. Last seen at Lud University about May 9th.
Wow. Going down with the ship, man. Going down with the ship.
Yeah, she's elusive, so... All right, anyone see her, see something, say something. All right, get a hold of us, let us know. And we'll keep... what's the next? Any more questions? What else we got? What's everyone thinking of everything?
Indie Woman says,
unrolling?
I have questions. All right, shoot them out there, Indie Woman. We'll try to see what we can. HRC 8 Ginsburg, Jack Rooney says. It's a possibility. She could have...
Do you guys like
been the eating dinner.
Tables turning? Do you see the tables turning? Are you seeing everything that we've been bringing for the last year about D-class?
They're going to be
stuff
turning on their
coming.
handlers.
Turning on their handlers. Media's going to deny, lie, and, to the last minute. Some of them will start spinning. Not all of them, but some are. I mean, it's all kind of happening.
Yeah, what goes with crow on a diet, man?
Mm-hmm.
It's either eating crow or, kiss your backside goodbye, one way or another. I'm not saying they're gonna kill everybody. I'm just saying that, you can't keep doing what they're doing, and they're gonna be shut down. That's all there is to it. Won't be allowed to do it anymore. They're gonna be restricted, whatever they can do. Best chance they have is to resign. Because if you hang on to the ship too long, well, sorry, you're going down with it. That means you're gonna have some kind of something. I'm not talking about getting killed, but there's prices to pay for that. Yeah. Holy cow! If we done something like that, any one of us, if we done something like that, I wouldn't be talking to you right now, man. I'd never see the light of day. Never
True
would.
that.
Well, the audio and video is really coming off crazy over into my end here.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought I just heard some craziness.
Uh-oh.
Let me see. It looks good over here. Let me see.
JD's ZWY says, that's so hairy, Wood, man.
That's so hairy.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got good comms, or is that just Ben? I thought I heard some real static, too.
I don't know. Everything sounds good on my end here. I have no complaints. Of course, I'm easy to get along with,
No, I see. It's just sometimes your voice and the lips don't sync up. That could be I don't know if it's... I don't got nothing going on here. Let me check my machine.
Uh-oh. One for you, two for Ben. Sure.
It's all you. Cut the feed. Get rid of the cancer.
Jess Webb, it's good. It's good. You sound great, fellas. RGB is stiff. Rigor mortis.
Right.
Fifth one from before.
All right, hold up. Let me see.
Indie Woman says, why are National Guard coming to Indiana? Cable material to East Coast, iron sleeper cells for here years, waiting on command bad dudes.
Little commando.
Well, they're down by
dudes.
They in Indian,
Yeah, I
down
didn't
by
hear.
Indianapolis down here. Is that where they're at down in Indianapolis or what?
I don't know right now. I just came across and like, why is the? I forgot who that was. Let me go back up there and read it again.
Boom.
Says,
I opened up a huge folder. All right, here we're gonna go through some of these. This is a new May folder, folks.
Okay.
We can keep talking over it. There's 700. I don't know how much we'll get through. I'll just.
Oh, fantastic, man.
All right, so there we go. We got the little Great Awakening. Evil is everywhere. There is no drawn lines, no boundaries. Good versus evil. Think children. Think slaves. Think sheep. Whoops. Let me go to the next one. Oh, the old. Let me get you guys' volume on.
That's
There you
funny.
go. The Four Horsemen of MAGA.
That's great.
That's funny.
I don't really know. 40K.
I don't know what that means.
40,000 feet and descending.
Oh, there you go. Ben got it.
Yep.
51% approval. You now, Woodman. That means Trump's got a-
Rasmussen.
that means Trump's got a 51% approval, right?
You know it.
Yeah, dark to lighty. On dark to light. That's a nice one.
This is
Little bit of-
fantastic.
There are some probably not so good ones. I'll try to skip
yeah,
through
that's
them.
awesome right there. That's
Now, what is that breaking down there, Ben?
Well,
well, what
Yeah.
he's doing is one loves his country and one loves little girls. I can only go with the one that loves his country.
yeah.
Mhm.
If you're gonna do touchy feely, let's get her to touchy feely on the right thing. You know.
Fake news CNN reported Jim Acosta's life was in danger. This lady was threatening him.
You put that finger away, ma'am. You put that down. You're gonna get it.
I'm scared. Anons, are you ready? That's a little bit of Mike
Rogers.
Rogers.
Oh,
Rogers.
yeah.
Little Patriot
I'll
there.
tell you what. Mm-hmm.
Spend a moment contemplating your fate. It's really bad.
It's really bad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Come closer. Watch my facial tics. I think that's an album was easy or something.
Halawa.
Oh boy.
But I have a car battery attached to my balls.
That is too cool. There. I'm sorry.
That's
I like that. Cool.
hilarious.
America first.
Victory. Where you go one, we go all. Hey, old blowhard Bernie.
88 miles per hour.
$88 you owe me.
Minimum wage should be $88.
Flex capacitors. When you are part of the Department of Anon. Anon's new. Oh, that's a good one. We know this man.
I like
Whoops.
that one.
I had it on play.
That's a funny one.
Who's calling who names now? Oh my God, all the presidential candidates are dumber than a rock. Geez, this ditz is dumber than me. Make America
quite-
free shit. Like Venezuela.
Like Venezuela.
Right,
Not
yeah,
anymore.
right.
Venezuela's gold-backed currency now.
Dispose. Oh yeah. So she never heard of a garbage disposal. But yet she
Yeah.
knows about that the world's gonna end in 10 years. Like we're supposed to believe her on world's gonna end in 10 years, but like what's a garbage disposal? My free shit ideas receptacle. I'm thirsty, Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Daddy Morebucks is hungry.
Hungry Americans will learn to appreciate garbage. Like Venezuela.
Like Venezuela. Yeah.
Wake up, America. It's not the end of the world, only the world we were lied to about. It's a new day, a new beginning. Let the truth shine through. It's okay to just be in disbelief. We all fell for the narrative on one level or another. Some of us awoke a little bit sooner than others. The question is now, what do we do about this newfound information? Damn. And then they tried to ban free speech. Chaos is my name. I'd like to answer your question this way. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. The evidence will convict you. Excuse me, you're asking me a question or just spouting off a misleading statement. I don't give you the answer you're looking for. Doesn't mean it's false. There's a lot of them here for a bar. It's my duty to deliver just. Your ass is grass, and I'm the lawnmower.
Yes, I like that one. That's a good one.
No. How about no?
No.
How about no?
No.
It's our turn now. Since we have you on signing that fraudulent FISA renewal, starting a needless special counsel investigation, inappropriate classification redactions, and more, here's what you're going to do. You're going to back me on everything I write and say about Mueller report, and you're going to literally stand behind me while I do it. Only then will I allow you to retire and resign.
That's true too, because
the jig is up.
You got all chummy.
Yeah, buddy.
William, bring the pain bar. It's our turn now. Why can't you understand that? Ooh, little young bar there. I think spying on a political campaign is a big deal.
A big deal.
Bar Wars.
A little bit of bar war. And the return of the Attorney General.
Let the force be with you.
And the Republicans struck back. And the Republic struck back. A bit of dark to light. Part Nazi, part queer. Our Two-Face. Belly of the beast. Wow, that's like Soros right there. A little bit of truth there.
Sure.
Be the hat. The idiot, Beto Rock. I have made you and I will carry you. I will sustain you and I will rescue you.
Amen.
Amen.
Remember when I blackmailed that Ukrainian government with the American taxpayer dollars to stop investigating my son for corruption? I showed them who was boss.
That was just coincidence, though, because he didn't know that his son was. He didn't know that his son a month before this whole him working and getting $50K a month out of the Ukrainian government for being on an energy panel just got booted out of the military for drugs. How do you get booted out of the military for drugs and then go and be like on an energy? Don't you have to have clearances to work for energy? You know, like doesn't make sense.
It's definitely. Let's check out this one. Remember when Obama and I spent $65,000 on child sex slaves out of Chicago? Whoops! I mean $65,000 on hot dogs.
Panty raid.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
let's have a panty raid.
All right. Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy, creepy Joe. Joe Biden backed bills to make it harder for Americans to reduce their student loan debt. When I was in college, all we worried about was jobs and panty raid.
Panty raid.
Oh,
Stop.
Man. I want
to sniff you.
Let me blow in your ear. That's awesome. Thanks for the refill.
Dude, that's the best one right there. The cone. I see you.
Hey. Raping America.
Hands off Semiramis.
Biden 2020. Hide your children.
Hide your children.
You know
Hide your children.
Great ones, you guys. Look at that.
Okay,
See that? There's so much memes out there. Here you go. There you go. Yes, all lives do matter.
Oh boy, that's a big one.
Hold on here. There you go.
Nice, that's true.
Yep, sure is.
There's 25 Democrats now running as of yesterday. 25th one got in there. It's just unbelievable, guys.
Sure. I mean, come on, 25.
There you
That's
go.
gotta be a
That's
record
a good one
for
right
sure.
there.
See, here's some things left to happen. Comey's boom,
Remember
which
C-
is coming.
Yep.
Oh, that one's coming. C before D. And then the D class,
Yes.
right? So we got Comey next, and then the D class. So we got a little bit of free space. I'm not sure what that is. OIG, Durham's, he's on the scene now. Indictments.
Tribunals.
You know
That
it.
one in mind.
You know it.
They will claim political attack. They will claim political. They will claim. They will. They.
Man.
No pain, no gainer. Pepe week. Soon. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
What's that gong show all about? Put the match in the fire.
Oh, yeah.
Those great little memes to
Man,
go
there
to,
was
you
a
guys. that
crazy
pulled
one in
off
here.
and-
That that guy.
With the chicken.
There was one that it was Bill Cosby, and it was hard to see, and it was like when the pudding starts kicking in, and it was all.
Ow.
Whoa.
I'll watch the waters. Better than the
All right,
all-seeing
keep that.
brown eye, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
The fire.
kidding.
There we go. Wanted for treason. A little bit, everybody. We the people of these sick bastards. Yeah, lots of good stuff here created by the community. Who framed Roger Stone?
That's a great
Police
one.
released artist's impression of man who murdered CNN. Do you guys see that there?
Oh yeah.
Little
Who is it?
Trump-tastic.
A little bit Trump.
It-
That's
it
Trumbo.
is. It is.
You
Yeah.
take good care of those grandkids. I'd hate to see anything happen to them. Now
Get on your knees, whore.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's too good. Sorry, that's too good.
That's crazy there, Ray. A little bit of Ray.
Or cray-cray.
Ray. Eat cray. All right. I think we got through them pretty well. Pretty happy about it.
Feeling good.
Real good about it. Patriot there. Night shift.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hero to the Republic.
Joey
Which
Bag of Donuts
stands-
is doing some crazy things. Good support him.
Bump.
Ah.
That is hilarious. Yes.
Craziness.
Light shift. Black holes.
Craziness.
It's spreading. Friendly subpoenas. Ooh, that's in there.
You remember this one?
I
That was
remember that.
this is a mess. That was a while ago, and they were telling us to.
Ooh, a little shout out to that Woodman.
There we go.
Mhm.
Airborne. There I am out there.
It's for you, Woodman.
Mhm.
Exhume the truth.
Yep.
He did not depart on his own terms. Ooh.
Yep.
Accept it. Nothing can stop what's a coming. But I'm a simple meme farmer. Tend my crops.
Oh,
No pain, no
that's
gain.
more pain.
Woodman.
I gained nothing. Oh my gosh! Wow,
No
that's
pain.
where that's.
No gain, Woodman.
My eyeballs are blown out.
That was
Yeah,
Woodman's
yeah.
favorite. There you go. Leave it on that one. There you go. Look at that. Old
Oh
Comey.
shit. Yep. Oh shit.
There's old Comey. Yeah, he had put that picture up, guys, like with, he's like, maybe I'll come in between 2020. They need somebody in the middle. And you're like, yeah, take 3 feet to the right there, buddy.
Just stand there for a
Just
while.
stand there for a while, see what comes.
Cliff's
Yeah.
joking. Anaconda chapter 5. I know. Jeez, you know. Whew.
Yeah, them trash and bar shows how angry they really were.
Oh yeah.
Respect my authoritarian.
Boy, he's
Respect my
pissed.
authority.
He's really pissed.
Yeah. So if Chandler translates to child handler, does that mean Nadler translates to Nad handler?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, Nad handler. The Nad
man.
handler. The Mad handler.
I got the lips for it.
So what do we know
He's got
about that? What do we know about that there, Ben? Ham radio operator.
Oh yeah, well hey, this kind of stuff, this is how you can, this is an old school way of communicating, and most people don't put up antennas to catch these nice little signals that just kind of bounce off everywhere. And so there's a great way to get communication without having great oversight through normal channels. But it's easily to be listened to. I mean, ham radio operators, like you got a guy in Georgia can be talking to the dude in Texas if the weather's good and talking, how you doing? And you would never know what anybody's saying unless you're tuned into that frequency, and you can only do it by the air or some type of antenna.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't got one of those, then who wants to do that stuff these days? They got their cell phones and their computers and their
trying
robots.
to evade something, but they didn't.
And
What's that
so
up right
sometimes-
there? A little bit, man. A little bit night shift.
You know it.
Shift.
You know it. I've done that a few times.
Welcome to the night shift, baby.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the
No
night
deals.
shift now. Just let these kind of go through on this play mode here. See what we got. We will not be divided. Nothing to see here. Little kick. My prediction. Oh, we're doing talking about hot dogs. Whoa.
Oh,
No deals.
Hey,
Curious.
I like that one. That one's funny.
What have you doing is called treason. You're witnessing a systematic destruction of the old guard.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, the great thing is some of these things are, they really are getting a great depiction of what's really happening. Oh, whoa, the little pass over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Offense.
Pedowood and Pedoland.
I like that little Mickey Mouse in a mousetrap. Okay, are there 93,000?
Indictments, sealed indictments.
We angry Democrats demand that the president be guilty of something, because we know that having another compromised president would make America great again. Oh, man.
Pretty wild phrases coming out.
Well, Pepe, we the people.
It's hard to make a frog attractive. I don't. It's like, all right, I get it.
A little bit of meme magic. A lot of Pepe. FISA D-class would bring down the How.
Mm-hmm.
Getting sleepy, Joe?
Uh-huh.
I know these are going fast, folks. We're almost just gonna cut it off.
Yeah, there's so much. There's the
So
whole
many.
folder for that. Now, of course, these things update.
And I picked some
on a
yeah,
daily
they're
to weekly
daily.
basis.
That's a nice one. Here's that one. So we
That's a
already
good one
here.
as well.
We were here already. Okay, I'll stop it.
Yep.
We didn't see them all, believe me, but we went through a lot of them. A lot of them. All right, so
Take those,
it's 2
share
o'clock.
those, get them out,
Yeah.
tweet those out. Facebook those. Hey, check this out. There's a funny one I saw, because you'll be more apt to get those through, and those might be apt to get on the algorithm, because it's really hard for them to shoot down memes, if you will, because of how they are. They got to use many layering. They only at the larger institutions will they be able to do that. So memes are a good way to get everything out for sure.
That is right. All right, folks, we're going to shut this one down. It was great. We just got in here Friday afternoon, kind of chit-chat. We're going to shut her down, and we'll see you back on the next update video.
Let's
Good
go
man.
around for sure.
All right.
Airborne.
God bless all of
God
you.
bless. God bless you
Yeah,
all.
thank you all, man.
Pray.